Good morning. Good morning, everyone. How are you guys doing today? Let's wait a couple of seconds for some people who are joining us now. Hello, Vasi. Hello, Radolf, Budhans, Juliana. Good morning also from those who are joining us on live stream on YouTube. How is trading going? An interesting pair you are currently trading? Something from yesterday, maybe? Is it something you would like to analyze today? Just let me know on the comment sections below. So, if you have been falling off the euro, that's right, Vasim. Hello, Ogu. So, guys, please make sure you like and subscribe our YouTube channel, and also this video we're doing today. It gives me a good indication of the performance and everything, and I will appreciate if I see a thumbs up on the video below. So, as we always say, this webinar is for education and market analysis purpose only. The way I read the markets, it's based on my experience on technical analysis, and the way I enter the market, it's based on the way I believe the price is going to move. So, important news for today. Earlier this morning, we had the Australian market reporting their retail sales, which the expectation was a fall of 0.5% or 0.5%. Yep. And surprisingly, the market rises a little bit more. So the Australian dollar should experience a bit of a push to the upside. We will see on the chart what happened. Later on today at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Summer Time, and we're going to have the euro in Germany reporting the index here. They expect a bit of an increase. So if it's going to increase, maybe it's going to push, it's going to help the euro to push higher, but it's not a major index which can change the market trends. Okay. 3:30, we have the gross domestic product, the Q1. Nothing major expect to be happen. We will see how the market is going to react, but just be mindful of some volatility it's going to come, because we have three major banks speeches today. So we will see what sort of spikes we're going to see on the charts. So let's start our technical analysis. We see that all the USD opponents, I can say, they are trading within some ranges. The last week, middle of last week, and actually today they are trying to retest this level here, the pound. So far we see a bearish trend starting to develop. Please be mindful that on the higher time frames, on the weekly charts, we are still in a downtrend. Remember, guys, I mentioned extensively about the difference of understand the big picture. Then if you want to zoom in to see a bit of the price action, but the weight, it always goes on the trend. The major trend is down. We are in a bearish market. So yes, we can see some correction. And I said that on Monday that based on this pattern here, we can see a correction and move to the upside, at least to retest this 9 moving average. However, the trend must be respected, and the trend currently is down. So we said that the market is just drifting within this range. If it's going to break below, most likely we're going to see a retest of these levels here. So if you are trying to buy, just be mindful that the major trend is down. Okay, so manage your risk accordingly in these cases. Euro US dollar. Again, we saw a bit of sideways move here. Now it looks like it's breaking below. We don't know if this is going to break to the upside, but so far the trend is down with an upward pullback. So be cautious around these areas here. Let's see. So August said, I'm learning and trying to perfect my strategies. That's great, Ogu. Hello, Isaac. Sarkab, how do you determine perfectly rally base and drop? Sorry, Sarkar, can you please type a bit more your question? Can you please make it a little bit more clear, because I understand maybe 80% what you want to say, and I don't want to answer unless I'm sure that's what you ask. It's 100% what I understand. Thank you. So Australian dollar, US dollar, from a technical perspective, the analysis of this market is to the downside. We said that we have a double bottom here. However, it's not a confirmed double bottom. The market retested these lows here. However, it didn't bounce immediately. So maybe we're going to come for another retest, maybe a break, or the buyers, they're going to step in here and push the market higher. We will see what happens. However, that's on the week. We go on the daily chart. Yesterday, we had this bearish engulfing combination with a pin bar as well. So the open was here, the close was there. We see this rejection here. So far, the CMA is holding. That's what we can see from the chart. So the market is trying to push lower. If you remember a few times, I mentioned that if the outcome of some major news events is very positive and very strong, like the earlier news event we saw before, and if the market is not going to follow through, then it means the market is very weak. So the euro came up with the actual number way higher than the expectation. The expectation was a drop. The actual number was 1.5% higher. But the Australian dollar didn't rise in that expectation, in that outcome, sorry, not in the expectation. And we see that after the news event, the market is just selling off, at least during the around the European opening. So maybe this market is so weak. If you are trading on the lower time frames, on the 4 hours, on the 1 hour chart, just be mindful that we are now in a downtrend. So if you're taking buy positions, just be a bit cautious. Let's move on to the New Zealand, US dollar. What do we have here? We have this formation. We see these lows, these highs. The market sold off yesterday. So maybe the market now is trying to push lower. I know some people, they were holding some New Zealand US dollar to the upside because we mentioned this level. However, because guys, I'm not 24/7 on your trading with you. So you have to understand when we explain about the levels. And I really want you to get this today and very clear. We were talking up to here that if the market it's going to sell off here, and if the market it's going to put it's going to print a bullish engulfing or a pin bar, which it didn't, I said I will be happy to participate in this move to the upside. However, the price action here wasn't neither a bullish engulfing nor a pin bar, lotus, pin bar, however you like to call it. So I didn't participate here. Some people, they took some buy positions here. However, when you see the market is breaking down and making lower lows, you have to understand that the move is over. The market changed direction and you have to adapt to this new information. After that, yes, the market put here kind of higher highs, but we marked this area here as a very strong resistance. We said if the market is going to retest here and it will unable to break through, then most likely we're going to see a push at least to retest some of the lowest levels here, which it's most likely happening today. Okay, so this one here was a bearish engulfing candle, okay, at this resistant area. So that was a good short to take. However, because we had these obstacles here, I didn't participate. And sometimes, actually most of the times, we experience better trading results when we are patient with our trading. Okay, and I talked about that as well. You see, the market made this move, it pushed and broke with a nice lower low here. So that was a simple entry because we can see clearly a downtrend developing here. But this one here, the market is making higher highs. Do you see the difference? Here, the market on every pullback, the market is unable to make a new high. This high is respected, and this high is respected by this high. This high is respected by this high. It doesn't make a higher high here. But in this occasion, the market, we have this lower low with the high here, and the market here make a higher high. The market here make another higher high. So in a downtrend, we don't want to see buying pressure on a pullback. And write this down, please. In a downtrend, we do not want to see a strong buying pressure on the pullbacks. We want to see pullbacks like this, which every pullback, it's unable to break the downtrend structure. All right, guys, that's a key point to remember and to try to understand and implement in your trading. All right. So let's go to the next one, USD Canadian Dollar. So the market made a higher high here, keep making higher highs. It break below. Now it's making lower lows. It's around this area here. Are we gonna sell this? If you take in consideration that the pound against the US dollar is weak, the euro against the US dollar is weak, the Aussie against the US dollar is weak, New Zealand against US dollar is weak. So US dollar here is strong, US dollar here is strong. If your opponent if the one candidate is weak, it means the other is strong. So US dollar strong, US dollar strong. Even if Canadian dollar here is not weak, let's say, and even if Canadian dollar is strong, why to go against a strong US dollar in this market? Do you guys understand the thought behind this, this correlation idea? And if you haven't had the chance to listen to my webinar, I have a webinar, it's recorded, it's uploaded on our YouTube channel. You can go and have a look, and you have to understand about the currency correlation. So we experience, until now, we are experiencing a strong US dollar. So right now here, maybe it's not the ideal market to short the US dollar. Yes, anything can happen. And I agree with many of you, you maybe see this as a selling signal. But if you step one step backwards and you observe what happened yesterday in the closing, we had this push to the downside, and we have this pin bar here, and the sellers were unable to continue the push to the downside. So these can tell us something about this market. The buyers, they stepped in here very aggressively. Okay, so if you want to short this one, just be mindful that the higher time frame disagree with that. Okay. So, okay, Sarkar is asking, how do you determine higher highs and lower lows? How many candles in opposite of trend make retracement valid? Okay, so how do I determine the higher highs and the higher lows and a retracement? I usually want to see minimum 2 candles. 2 candles retracement. Okay, that's how I determine how the trend is retracing. Minimum 2 candles. So like here, I have 1, 2 candles. I see this as a retracement. Okay, push higher. I have here 1, 2 candles. I see this as a retracement, and I see this as a buying area here because my retracement is valid. Here I see only 1 candle. Let's change it to green. Here I see only 1 bullish candle. So I don't see this as a retracement. Okay, I see as a retracement only 2 candles and above. All right, and that's a good question. Some other people maybe have the same. They wanted to ask the same. So US dollar strength continued to the upside. Of course, I'm surprised personally with that. I was expecting a pullback. However, I didn't take any positions. I just have a sell stop here, which I might close it earlier this afternoon. On the daily chart, we have this higher high as we talk about at the beginning of the week. However, we see this impulse move as longer than this one here, so we can expect some push to the downside. But what we see right now, it's a higher highs in the trend and in each bar on the chart. So this one here, it makes higher highs. We are on this area here, so nothing much to do with this market now. Pound is selling off and euro is selling off rapidly this morning. So euro JPY, we have this pin bar here, the market is pushing lower. However, we came from an uptrend. Remember, guys, on Monday, I talked about that we stopped making higher highs. This move here didn't follow through to put a new high in the market, and we start selling off. Now, is it a reason to sell this market? Only if you are an intraday trader and you're going to go down to the 1 hour or 15-minute chart, and you can see this. Let me take you a little bit back. It was somewhere here. The move we just saw, it was somewhere here. So you have your lower lows. You see this lower low on this pullback. You could put your orders however you enter in the market, either a sell limit order or sell stop order. You make a nice 2-to-1, you are out of the trade. But you have to understand the big picture, and that we are in a directionless market right now. We stopped making higher highs. However, we didn't put a new lower low. So it's a bit of mess here. Okay, I'm not doing anything with this market so far. Euro yen, remember on Monday we said about this area here that the market last week it sold off when it reaches this level. Now yesterday it put a pin bar here exactly on the level. However, the buyers shows that they are in control here. It shows they are in control here. So it's not really my type to short at this level. I would like to see on the 4-hour chart, I would like to see a push lower to make a lower low, lower than these lows here. Okay, and then on a pullback, if it's going to happen, here I would be able to participate in the market and look for shorts. But right now, it's a bit hard. Okay, because of the big picture. Euro Canadian dollar. I talked last time about this area here. I said if the market it's gonna retest these levels here, I'll see what it's gonna happen. It's gonna be a good indication to understand if the market is willing to push higher. So the market just broke through. It means buyers are completely not in control, at least at this level here. So we expect now to see a push lower. We'll see what happens. Again, we are in this extensive range, so it's a bit dangerous to trade in the middle of an extensive range. Okay. Pound CAD. This is more clear now because we have this candle yesterday closed below this area of interest. On the 4-hour, though, we see this move. We have a lower low here. We will see how the price action develop here. Some people, maybe they will enter short here. They're going to put their stops somewhere here. So they have a good more than 2-to-1 if the price is going to retest these lows here. Okay, it shows bearish implications from a technical analysis perspective. Euro Australian dollar keeps showing weakness. Euro also shows some weakness, but it's stronger than the Australian dollar. That's what we see on from the chart. So this market is just rejecting these prices here. Maybe it's the price is going to explode, who knows. I'm just looking on the 4-hour charts to see market structure. So far it's just sideways. I want to see higher highs like this one, higher lows, enter. So now maybe I will wait for the price to break above and create a new highs here for me to participate long in this market. Euro New Zealand dollar, we said about the bullish implications of this market. So I would still like to buy this one, okay, at some point. Pound Australian dollar. We talked about the pounds. We talked about the pound and the Australian dollar here. We had our plan in place. However, the market didn't follow through quite well. But considering the fact that the Australian dollar is relatively weak, it will be a good plan if after this lower low, we will see the market making a new high. Excuse me. And then we would like to buy to the upside. So pretty much I'm bearish on the Australian dollar based on the technical analysis. Same, New Zealand dollar shows weakness across the board. So it helps the pound against the New Zealand dollar to push higher. We see buyers are in control here. Buyers are in control. We are in an area of strong resistance, but we have higher lows here. Higher lows here. So we don't make higher highs, but we have higher lows. This is a technical pattern which we call ascending triangle, and this pattern I'm describing it on the educational material we're gonna upload in the near future on the website. So really, guys, you have to go there and learn everything what I'm teaching there. Okay, it's completely for free for Admiral Markets clients, so you can get them for free from the website. For those you don't know that, because maybe you are new on these webinars, we are going to replace soon 0 to hero courses with very, very simple approaches to the market. I will give you as well trading plan there, the way I trade, what I look, execution checklist. So it will be no brainer for you. And I mentioned this pattern as well. That's the ascending triangle, and it has bullish implications. So if we're going to see a break above this level, technically, we will expect the market to retest this area of resistance. Pound Canadian dollar, we talked about that. Someone asked, Andre asked about pound CAD. We talked about that. We see that the market is making lower lows, so maybe it's gonna retest this level here. However, you see we are in the middle of kind of nowhere. The only thing I can look, it's on the 4-hour chart with a strong price action, then I will take it to the downside, but must be very careful because of because we are in the middle of this area here. Okay, so euro pound is doing this higher highs here. Euro and pound, they move kind of similarly. However, lately euro shows some signs of strength. Today, both of them, they are behave in a similar way. They are strong against the Australian and the New Zealand. They are both weak against the US dollar. So it's a bit of, well, it's something I don't like here. Okay. Both of them are weak. Both of them are strong. So it doesn't look like it's going to be something great. I believe that today we're going to see some sort of volatility because of the news events we're going to have later. So be mindful with your trading. I talked about that last week, the Australian dollar against the New Zealand dollar, some short positions developed here. Okay, that's where we have this mark. We did this lower low, market retested here around 50% of the move. So that was a short position. We said we target these areas here. Now the market, it made a higher high. However, both Australian dollar and New Zealand dollar, they are weak today. So I do not have any clear bias on this market. I was expecting to see more push to the downside from a technical perspective here. I was expecting to see a new lower low here, but on the daily chart, we are retesting this area here. Maybe we're going to see a sell off. If you're going to trade this market, just make sure your targets are, don't try to be aggressive and want to break through this level here. Remember, in the trading, we have to be consistent to our trading, and we don't want just one trade to make times 10 in our account. We want to take consistent profits, which when we're going to have the losses, to be able to cover, to be covered by the consistent profits. Okay. So that's all from me today, guys. That's how the markets, they behave. We have many sideways moves. Okay. So not many things to trade from my side. Okay. I wish you happy trading. Okay. Be careful with the volatility maybe we're going to see later on today. Just make sure you like this video and you give a thumbs up on the YouTube channel. All right. If you have any questions, any comments, please make sure you type them on the comment section once we upload it on the YouTube, and I will go to answer everything you have. All right. Thank you so much for being with me today, and I will talk to you on Friday, same time. Thank you.